Hello, and welcome to the next episode of the Good Vibes Collective video series. And today's session is all about the art of networking. You hear the word networking and you might think it's that awkward mingling, it's the forced small talk that it's in a conference room or a hotel or a restaurant or something at an organised networking event. And it's not about collecting as many business cards as you possibly can or pretending that you're somebody that you're not. Networking is an intentional process, and it's building genuine relationships. It's making connections and nurturing those connections. Whether you're growing a business, whether you are making new friends, whether you just want to feel a little bit less alone or open some doors and some possibilities, networking is one of the most powerful tools that you can use. And it's not just business focused. We all network, even if you don't think of it as that or call it that. Chatting to somebody in the queue at Tesco's is networking. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this session. So why networking matters then? In your personal life, it builds a sense of community, combats loneliness, and you build your tribe. It's people who uplift you, who support you, who cheer you on. And if you're struggling or you're lost, or even when you're celebrating, you don't need stuff. You want people around you. And when you are looking at it for business terms, it's not about selling. It's a lot of new opportunities in business, whether it's a new job, a new opportunity in general. They don't come from job boards, they come from relationships. It's word of mouth or referrals a lot of the time. And in terms of selling, I know I've said it's not all about selling when it's related to business, but when customers get to know you, they're building their like and trust towards you. So you can be the best person in the room at something, or you can have the best product, but if nobody knows you or trusts you, it doesn't really matter. And there is an overlap between business and personal networking as well. You could have a friend who refers their sister to your business. You could have a business connection that becomes one of your closest friends. And that is a personal example for me. So 20 years ago, I joined a business and crossed paths with another lady, and she is my bestest friend now. And I know Emily does watch these back, so she'll be whooping at the mention. So she's my best friend in the world, and that came from a business connection. We were both in the same business at the time. She no longer is in any business that's related to that, but we are still lifelong friends. And when you focus on building relationships first, results do follow naturally, whether it's a business relationship or whether it's a budding friendship. And as Jim Rohn says there, the quality of your life is largely determined by the quality of your relationships. So the psychology of connection then, it is actually a biological necessity. So the brain is wired for connection. When we engage in any positive social interaction, the brain releases oxytocin, which is the love hormone, or the cuddle chemical, I saw it called when I was looking at some of the research around it, which I quite like that, the cuddle chemical. And that builds trust, empathy, and bonding as well. So even if it's a brief moment of genuine connection, it can lift our mood, it can reduce our anxiety, and it can make us feel like we belong. And going a little bit further into that, we've got Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So this is based on human motivation is based on 5 levels of needs. So you can see there you've got the physiological and the safety side of it. So once those survival needs, so food, water, shelter, safety, when that's all met, the next level is social. So we all want to feel seen, heard, valued, included. So that sense of belonging is absolutely essential to us. We want that community feel, and we want to feel like you're part of something. And when you build a network, you're not just making contacts. As I've said, you're not just collecting business cards. You're offering people a chance to belong to a community, whether it's a business community, a social community. And in return for that, you will find your tribe of people as well. And we've also got the reciprocity principle. Reciprocity, yes, I said it right. And we are wired to give back. So I love this little picture. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. So when somebody does something nice for us, whether it's giving us time, attention, kindness, a compliment, we feel compelled to return that favour. So if somebody helps you, you're more likely to help them. If somebody listens to you, you're more likely to listen to them. If somebody shares a post or recommends you for something, you want to do something in return. So genuine networking is really powerful because when you show up without expecting anything in return, it often comes back to you anyway. That's because it's how the human brain works. Another part of the theory that I looked into as well were mirror neurons. These fire in our brain when we watch somebody else do something like smile, laugh, cry. That's why if you're watching a film, you can feel emotional, even though you're not in the situation, even though you know it's not real. You can be a blubbering wreck. You yawn when somebody else yawns. You wince when somebody falls over or gets hurt. You smile when somebody smiles at you. And laughter in a group can become contagious. And this is all because of those mirror neurons. And they help us to empathise and relate to other people. They're part of why being around people makes you feel energised, or on the opposite side of it, drained. We mirror that energy that's around us. So it's also why listening well, showing emotion and being authentic are powerful networking tools, because they create an emotional echo that then builds trust. And studies have shown, I do like this quote as well, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Studies have shown that people form their first impression of you in as little as 7 seconds. I know it sounds a bit unfair, but it's human nature. When we meet somebody new, our brain is asking, can I trust you? Are you somebody that I want to connect with? And the good news is that you are in control of that impression that you make. Words make up 7% of communication. 38% of it is your tone of voice, and 55% of it is body language. So in networking, how you show up speaks louder than what you say. So smile, genuinely smile. Don't just sit there like a Cheshire cat and grin, because that's a little bit kind of freaky. Have a relaxed, open posture. Eye contact, again, not in a freaky way, not a stare contest or anything like that, but just enough to show that you are present in that conversation. Lean in slightly or nod to show that you're engaged with that conversation. So those first few seconds are that first impression that's going to last with the person that you are speaking to. Now, networking can feel very, very scary, especially if you are shy or introverted, or if you've had awkward moments in the past. The word networking can really make your stomach flip, but don't worry, you are not alone in that. Many people avoid it because of the fears that do rise up. So I'm going to look at a few of those fears now and hopefully reframe them as well. So fear number 1 is, I don't know what to say. So your mind goes blank, your brain freezes, you don't know what words to say that are going to be perfect, but you don't need perfect words. You just need a question. So something like, what brings you here today? Or how did you get into what you do? Focus on them and it takes the pressure off you. That way the conversation will then start flowing naturally. So that's fear number 1. Fear number 2, I'm not interested enough. And this goes to imposter syndrome. People will not remember you because you were the most impressive person in the room. They will remember you because of how you made them feel. So instead of asking, are you interested enough, you need to ask yourself, am I being present and curious in this conversation? Because people remember how you made them feel, and being interested in them will make them feel good. Fear number 3, they're out of my league. So you've got successful, influential, confident people, and your brain whispers to you, why would they want to talk to me? Why on earth would they want to talk to me? And that's comparison. It's shrinking your confidence. You need to reframe that in your brain. They are still human. They have had awkward moments in the past. They felt nervous in the past. They may feel nervous now, and often they are flattered that somebody's taking an interest in what they do. So don't ever think that somebody's out of your league for you to speak to. Fear number 4, what if I'm rejected? So yes, rejection is real. Sometimes conversations do fizzle out, or sometimes people don't respond to you, but it doesn't mean that you failed at all. It just means that the connection wasn't a good fit, and that's absolutely okay. It's like dating, really. Not every person you meet will be the person for you, but some will. And rejection isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a redirection towards the people who do see you and do fit with you. So every interaction that you have, even the ones that don't take you anywhere, are building your confidence, building your courage for the next one. So all of these things are often based on one pressure, and it's the need to impress. You feel like you need to impress people, but instead of trying to impress, you just need to connect. So instead of the right thing to say, be present and engaged in the conversation. And instead of fearing rejection, remember, connections are a two-way street, and the right ones will always flow. So let's look a little bit at who to network with. So you've got people on your level, you've got people that are on the same path as you. In life, that could be fellow parents, it could be people who go to the same gym, it could be dog walkers, it could be friends that are in a similar sort of stage of life as you. And in work, you've got your colleagues, team members, and other people that are in the same sort of business as you. These people matter because you grow together, you can share insights, you've got common interests, and you can support one another without any pressure. Then you've got people who are a few steps ahead of you. So this could be mentors. In life, it could be somebody who's been through whatever it is you're navigating in life. So it could be parenting struggles, it could be grief, it could be growth, it could be health struggles. And in work, it could be a more experienced business owner that does the same as you. It could be a team leader. It could be somebody whose career you admire. These people can offer guidance, perspective, shortcuts. They can offer reassurance as well. Fantastic people to network with. Then you've got people who know people. And I'm going to touch on this again a little bit later on, but these are the social butterflies. These are the community organisers, the friendly neighbours, and these people are generous with their time, and they're also generous with their introductions as well. So a connector might not actually be your person. It might not be the person you're going to add to your network. However, they could lead you to people who are your people and are going to be added to your network. Then you've got people that you wouldn't expect. So it could be somebody that you're chatting to at the park, somebody that you're chatting to at the school gates, or in the queue to get a coffee. Also online friends as well that become real life connections and real life friends. Some of the best relationships, personal and professional relationships, start in the most random places. And then you've also got the final one of who to network with is people that you already know, but that you've drifted away from. So it could be old colleagues, it could be school friends, it could be old neighbours, former clients, it could be anything. Life's got busy and your paths have gone off separate, but the connection was once there. So these people already know you, and reconnecting doesn't really need anything starting from scratch. You just need to reach out with warmth and honesty. So it could be a simple message like, hello, I was thinking about you and we haven't caught up in ages. How's life? And that could open up so many doors because you'll then start a conversation which could lead you absolutely anywhere. Opportunities to connect are everywhere if you know where to look. So we often, as I said at the beginning, picture formal events, conferences, professional mixers when we're thinking about networking. But the truth is most powerful connections are in ordinary places, in everyday moments. So everyday life spaces, so cafes, coffee shops, parks, gyms, schools, anywhere that you go regularly is a chance to connect with people. You've also got things like community groups and school events, hobby clubs, anything like that. These are all safe, relaxed environments where networking feels natural. You do it without even thinking about it. You're just chatting to somebody, and it often turns into a real friendship and connection. Then you have got the business-focused environments as well, but these are, if you grow in a business or a career, being in rooms full of people that are in similar situations can really open some doors. So you've got workshops and seminars, trade shows, things like that. You're surrounded by people who are also in the same sort of scenario as you, and it gives you something in common just by being there. Then we've got our online spaces, so Facebook groups. So any Facebook groups related to your interests, to your business, to your lifestyle, Instagram and TikTok, and commenting and messaging people meaningfully can lead to real friendships. So you've got to realise that the internet isn't just for selling. If you are in business, it's for connecting. So don't be afraid to be personal and real in those online spaces. Then you've got your unexpected places. I mentioned this, but you've got places where you're not really trying to meet anybody, but on a plane, or you're stuck next to somebody on a plane for a good few hours and conversations happen on the bus. Unexpected chats are often on planes and trains. In waiting rooms as well, small talk can turn into proper conversations and meaningful conversations, and community events as well. So all these unexpected places, if you stay open and curious, connection can happen absolutely anywhere. So ask yourself, where is it that you're already showing up, and how could you just be that little bit more open and curious, because that's where the magic can really begin. So we've looked at why networking matters, we've looked at the psychology behind it and how to overcome that fear, and I'm just going to get a little bit practical now with some tools that you can use in real life, and you can use them right away, whether you're at the cafe or a business event or just scrolling through Facebook or Instagram. So the first one is the 3-second rule. If you wait too long, your brain talks you out of it. So the simple explanation of this is, you see somebody that you want to connect with, say hello or ask a question within the first 3 seconds. If you don't, your inner critic will start whispering to you, don't bother, you're going to sound awkward, they won't want to talk to you anyway. So the truth is that they're probably just as nervous as you, and by you breaking that silence, it makes it less awkward, and it shows your confidence as well. So try just saying hello, or hi, I'm just introducing myself, I'm Claire. Or I noticed you earlier, I thought I'd say hello. How do you know Tracy, whose party it is that you're at, or wherever it is? Or how did you find out about this event? Or I always see you at the park with your dog. Lovely your dog is. What's his name? Those little questions will break that awkwardness, and your confidence will show, and the conversation will start to flow. And it does work online as well. So don't overthink a message or a reply. My light's just gone off. Or a reply. Hit send before that doubt creeps in. Don't know if that's gone off because the battery's gone, or yes, it has. No, it's back on. Okay. So hit send before your doubt creeps in. Then we've got active listening. So active listening is being fully present in a conversation, and not just hearing the words, but actually engaging in that conversation. It's listening to understand, not to respond. You shouldn't be having a conversation and thinking, well, what we're going to say next. So key components of active listening are eye contact. So look at the person, not at your phone, not at the floor, not at the door, because they'll think that you're wanting to leave if you're looking at the door. These little cues say that you are interested and with you in that conversation. Your body language as well. Nod, lean in slightly, like I said earlier, smile. These things say that they've got your full attention. Verbal encouragement as well. So yes, that makes sense. Or, oh, tell me more about that. Or, oh, how did that feel? It shows that you are listening, and you're asking questions about what they're saying to you. You can reflect or repeat on what they're saying as well. That's going to keep going on. You can reflect or repeat on what they're saying as well. So, oh, you started your business after leaving your 9 to 5. Wow, that's brave. You're repeating something back to them. You're not interrupting them. You're letting them finish their thoughts, but you are showing that you are listening and paying attention. Let's see if I can turn that light on instead. Might be better. Okay. This matters in networking because it builds trust quickly. It's your mirror neurons again that I mentioned earlier on. They're creating that emotional echo. It makes you more memorable as well, because people are associating how they felt. You're picking up on common ground as well, which is great, because you can find potential collaborations, you can find ways you can support them. You're finding that those similarities and those things that you've got in common. So instead of thinking, what should I say next? Think, what are they actually trying to tell me? What are they trying to share with me? So people will walk away from that conversation thinking that you're interested, not because of what you said, but because of how you made them feel, and they're feeling heard, and that's unforgettable for them. Then we've got open-ended questions. So open-ended questions can't be answered yes or no. You're encouraging the person to share more. And so examples would be, what inspired you to start that project? Or how do you usually spend your weekends? You're not asking them something they can just say yes or no to. It matters in networking because you're building that rapport. People will open up when they feel that they're heard and understood. And these open questions are exactly what will do that. You're uncovering your common interests, so you've got a connection that you can then build on. You're showing genuine interest, and those thoughtful questions will mean that the other person feels valued, and it prevents awkward silences as well. So instead of that forced small talk because they're just saying yes and no, it's a real conversation that you're having. So ask questions that you are actually wanting to know the answer to, but don't fire them at them rapidly like an interrogation. Let the conversation flow naturally. And you can use the Ford method. So Ford, F-O-R-D, which is family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. They're great areas to talk about. So instead of asking, do you like your job? That's a closed question. What do you enjoy most about your work? Is an open question. It gives them more chance to have that proper conversation. Or have you been to any good events lately? Nope. Or what's the most memorable event that you've been to recently? That's the open-ended question. So networking, whether you are business, friendships, life in general, the most powerful mindset shift that you can have is to be interested, not interesting. So we walk into a room or a conversation, we often think, what should I say? How can I seem impressive? How can I stand out? How can I seem successful? But real connection doesn't come from that. You're basically performing if you're trying to think of the best things to say. It comes from being present. So you need to take a genuine interest in the person that you're talking to. When you're asking questions, listen, show curiosity, make them feel seen, and that's totally unforgettable. So tell me more about that, or what was that like for you? You're focusing on them. They walk away feeling good, and they will associate that feeling with you. So it's a Maya Angelou quote. People may not remember what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. So next time that you're unsure what you're going to say, shift your focus and be curious, be kind, and be interested, not interesting. Now, I did mention that I was going to talk about this again, but this is the connector. So the most valuable role that you could play in any network, whether it's business, friendship, or life, is the connector. So that's the person who introduces, recommends, and brings people together. So it's that person that always knows how to help, or if they don't know how to help, they know somebody who can help, and they will quickly put you in touch with them and quite happily put you in touch with them. So you don't need to be the loudest or the most experienced to be the most impactful person, just generous with your connections. So being a connector builds trust and credibility. People remember the people that help them, and it multiplies your influence as well. By that, I mean your name will come up in a room that you're not even in, because somebody will be recommending you, or I don't know anybody, but I know Claire will. So you'll get mentioned. It strengthens your network as well, leading to new opportunities. And it feels amazing when you do connect two people. So two people that are thriving from a connection that you sparked. So listen and pay attention to when you're speaking to people about what they're working on, what they need, or what they're passionate about. You might know somebody that can help them or be helped by them. So it could be with somebody with similar interests or complementary skills or shared goals. So, hi Sarah, meet James. He's working on a project that overlaps with yours. Thought you might enjoy a chat. You're connecting people. Connect people because it's the right thing to do, not because there's something in it for you. It will circle back naturally. Like I said, it's that reciprocity principle that I mentioned earlier. If you've done something for them, they will circle back naturally. And don't be afraid to connect people from different parts of your life as well. So your best friend might be the perfect person to help somebody at work. it's just all these different connections and putting them together in the right way. You never know what magic that introduction can create. And connection is just the start of it as well. The value is in nurturing the relationship. So people remember who shows up, and relationships don't happen overnight. They strengthen and deepen over time. So an opportunity might arise months or even years after a first conversation. All those little small thoughtful gestures that you can do in the meantime go a long way in standing out and staying connected. So some tips for following up. If you've met somebody new and you want to keep connecting with them and build them into your network of friends or your business, follow up with them within the first 24 to 48 hours. Just a little message or text or anything like that. Just loved our chat today. Let's keep in touch. Here's my number. Here's my Facebook. Here's my whatever. It's easy. It's friendly. You can also mention something specific as well, something that you've spoken about in your initial conversation. And you can also offer value as well. So rather than just saying hello, it could be, I know we were talking about books earlier. Here's one that I read recently. I couldn't remember the name of it earlier, but I really think you'll enjoy it. And you're giving them some value. And just keep a mental note or even a physical note of the people that you want to kind of stay in touch with, and check in every few weeks or few months, just thinking of you. How's your project going, or how's the kids, or anything, just to keep that connection alive. So it's not just for business though. It's sending a thinking of you text to an old friend, or a voice note, or inviting somebody to meet you for coffee. You're keeping that spark alive in that relationship. So as I've said, a remember list is a good one as well, which is remembering little things about them that you can go back to. So how's the kids? Like, make a note of the kids' names if your memory's not that great. All those little details are the things that make those follow-ups seem really personal, and they are personal because you're getting to know that person even more. And it's never too late to reconnect with somebody. So even I know it's been ages, I'd love to catch up soon message could lead you absolutely anywhere. And it's important to remember that networking isn't just a one-time thing. It's an ongoing relationship. You don't have to message everybody all the time, but nurturing those connections over time and doing it with not hundreds of people for the sake of it, but those few connections deeply over time is more powerful than trying to stay in touch with hundreds and hundreds of shallow connections that you don't actually know anything about those people. So ask yourself who you could potentially follow up with this week, or who did you used to speak to all the time but you've kind of drifted apart, and get in touch. What's the worst that could happen? And I just wanted to mention the importance of networking online as well. Networking online matters, but face-to-face matters as well. But it's not, networking online isn't a replacement for networking face-to-face. It's an addition. So it's great because it's flexible. It's great because it takes away the geographic limits to your connections, and it allows you to speak to a lot more people. But it's always important to remember it's an extension of networking. It's not a replacement. So whether you are commenting on somebody's Instagram posts, whether you're replying to a story on Facebook or joining a Zoom, all these things do count in your networking endeavors. But just remember that it's not a replacement for real life communication and contact with people. It's an addition. So key takeaways. Remember, networking isn't just for business. We all do it daily, and we can make some small tweaks to improve our networking success. It's a biological necessity, and always try and show up without expecting anything in return. Fears are normal. Focus on connecting and not impressing. Opportunities are absolutely everywhere. Just be a little bit more open-minded to them and you will see more of them. So we've got our 3-second rule. Just say hello and do it within the first 3 seconds. Active listening and asking open-ended questions. Be interested, not interesting. Be a connector and nurturing of your network is key. Networking isn't about collecting contacts, it's about planting seeds. So nurture those seeds and watch what grows. So a couple of little challenges for you this week. Reconnect with somebody who you haven't spoken to in a while, a past colleague, an old friend, somebody that you've drifted from. No agenda in it. Just reconnect with them. Just a quick little message. How's things? Start a new conversation. This could be online or in person. Give somebody a compliment, ask somebody an open-ended question, or leave a thoughtful comment on a social media post. And be a connector. So introduce two people that you feel might benefit each other in your network. Two people that could benefit each other with no benefit to you. So next week's session is all about mastering the balancing act. So life isn't about perfect balance. It's about learning how to juggle, how to keep the right balls in the air at the right time. And whether you're spinning plates between different balls and plates now, whether you're spinning plates between different businesses, whether it's family, health, personal goals, we're going to look at some strategies for managing all of that without burning out. So any questions, as always, here's my email address and my Facebook, and also the Facebook page as well, the Good Vibes Collective. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Drop me a like and a comment on there. And a little bit of sneaky information for those that are on this call and also those that are catching up on YouTube. Something else is dropping as part of the Good Vibes Collective, and that is going to be next Monday. So keep your eyes peeled on my Facebook profile and the Good Vibes Collective page on Facebook too. And finally, just a thanks for joining me today. I hope it has been useful. And as always, any questions, you have my details on that previous slide. Bye for now. Bye-bye.